Hey everyone, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day today. It's starting to warm up a little bit. Well, I'm just telling myself that it's really not starting to warm up. But I'm here today to bring to you guys my February wrap-up and March TBR. I cannot believe that it is already March, guys. I mean, 2015 has seriously flown by. Like, I don't know if it's just because I'm busy with school and everything like that and work. I don't know. I can't even like fathom the fact that it is seriously flown by this this fast. But without further ado, I'm gonna do my February TBR or February wrap up. February was kind of a weird month for me. I didn't really read that much. I mean, I know everybody makes the excuse of February's a short month. Okay, it's like 3 days short, but whatever. Not even gonna get into that. But I mean, with February being such like the first 2 weeks of February, I had like exams, so I wasn't able to read. But the books that I did read were okay. I'm just gonna jump right into them. I have them stacked up right here. The first book that I read in February, actually started the last day of January, like maybe a couple days into January, is Jodi Picoult's what is it called? Picture Perfect. There you go. Obviously I don't even remember what it's called. This is how far I got into the book. I only have a little bit of it left, but I don't know, like I usually love Jodi Picoult. I don't know if you guys can see up here. These are like all of her books that I have, and I still have some paperbacks on the bottom shelf, but I usually love her. And this book, I kind of talked about that in my January wrap up and February TBR. What this book was about. So if you guys want to know what that's about in further detail, I'll leave a link below. But it's just to sum it up a little bit. It's about this girl. She loses her memory. She gets into a really bad accident. She loses her memory. She doesn't know she's married, and her husband comes like a couple days later to pick her up from the police station, and he's just kind of crazy. Like, he's like emotionally abusive to her. A little bit of physically abusive, but I don't know how you're a little bit, I guess, but he is. And it's just kind of her journey fighting with should she stay or should she leave. And I don't know, like, it just didn't really intrigue me enough to continue on, so I kind of put that down, and I picked up The Husband's Secret, which I'm gonna finish this. I'm going to finish it, by the way. So I picked up The Husband's Secret, which is my next book, and I don't have a physical copy because I read it on my Kindle. It's The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty, and that is my first book reading a book by an Australian author, and the book takes place in Sydney, Australia, and I gave that a 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed reading from another author that I haven't read before and somebody that's not from the US, so I really enjoyed her writing style. I got into, she was a good writer when it comes to describing the setting, and I mean, I just felt like I was in Sydney, like all the customs that they do. I mean, it was a really good book for that. Although, which I'm not going to spoil it for you, the secret to me, the husband's actual secret, just wasn't like huge. You can kind of like, I don't know, I didn't really guess the secret, but like when it came out, I just didn't even care, like like that. So that's the only reason why I gave it 3 out of 5. But like I said, I really enjoyed her writing style and how I could just get into that setting immediately just from her words. So I would pick up another book by her. But other than that, yeah, that book I gave it a 3 out of 5 star. The next book that I read, if you guys follow me on Goodreads, was New Moon. I said I was going to do the Twilight saga for 2015. I wanted to read 4 series, trilogies, or duologies, and I was starting with Twilight. I did not really like the first book, and I talked about that in, I think, my January wrap-up, or maybe, yeah, I did read it in January. I didn't like the first book. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. This one, I was surprised enough to know that I was actually, what do you call it? I was kind of like happy to be back in this world again. But I will say I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Hopefully I'll inch up with Eclipse to a 3, but I just still didn't really like it. I just still, like, the way I felt about Bella was still the same. I just think that she's just kind of like, obsessed. Like, it's one thing to be like in love, and I guess the reason why I feel that way is because I cannot emotionally connect to the character. Like, I didn't have like a love at first sight type thing when I was 16 years old. So I guess that's why I'm like, what, like, she's still in school, like, I'm not gonna leave my family for some guy and like just completely decide to be a vampire because of Edward. Like, he just, I don't know. So I couldn't really relate emotionally to the character, but I know a ton of people like these books. I'm not bashing the books. And I was watching a book review, book to movie adaptation for 50 Shades of Grey, and I talked about this in my last like little wrap up, that I saw 50 Shades of Grey and I thought it was kind of like blah compared to the book, but I seriously saw so many similarities from 50 Shades of Grey to Twilight, and I didn't realize it until I was watching a YouTube video, and it's just a hilarious video. I'll link her video below because it was hilarious. Like, she pointed out every single point in 50 Shades and how it's like exactly like the characters from Twilight, and I just thought it was so funny. But I like 50 Shades more than I like Twilight, but I didn't really like the movie. So one day I'll probably see the Twilight movies, but I just haven't. The next book that I read in February was, the next book that I read in February was Gone Girl. I just finished this book. I thought the book was good. I was refreshing to have. I love Gillian Flynn's writing style. It was really refreshing to enter in this type of writing style. Most of the books that I read just in February weren't that great besides Leanne Moriarty's book. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I did not give it a 5 out of 5. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because, one, I absolutely loved her writing style. I thought it was awesome. I loved the way she structured the book. My camera's about to die. God. I don't even know how to wrap up the video. Anyway, I love the way she structured the book, and I thought it was great. But I think the hype surrounding it and everybody saying that it's so amazing and everybody saying that, you know, the movie was great is why I was kind of spoiled for it. I wish I would have read it like when it first came out, and I think I would have enjoyed it so much more because I wasn't spoiled for it. But I guess I was anticipating this great writing, this great work of literature, this just great book that I just could not put down. I mean, it was a great book, but I think I would have enjoyed it more had it not been for the hype and had it not been that I was spoiled for the book already. But overall, this was a good book. I know everybody's read it, so I'm not really going to talk about what it's about, but she's a gone girl. She's crazy. She's a psycho, though. She's seriously a psycho. Like, oh my God, I've never met somebody so psychotic in my life, and she's just crazy. And I just hated how the book ended. Like, I'm excited. I'm gonna like watch the movie tomorrow, but I'm just like, I could not believe that it ended that way. I was like, you stupid idiot. Like, I was just so mad at Nick and how he stayed. I was just so mad that she just got away with everything. I was just mad, but whatever. So that was that. Now, that's all the books that I read in February. I keep thinking like January. I don't know, because I can't even believe that it's already March. That's all the books that I read in February. And now for my March TBR. The first book I want to finish is Jodi Picoult's Picture Perfect. I really do want to finish this book. I'm not the type of person to not finish a book, but I'm going to start off finishing this book. So hopefully I'll come to you guys with a March wrap up like, hey, I actually finished it and it was good. The next book I want to read is A Million Little Pieces by James Fry. I've had this book for a long time. What made me want to start reading it was because I have My Friend Leonard by him, which is kind of like psycho type of thing too, and I just found it like in boxes when I was unpacking some stuff, and I started reading this book in high school, and I never finished it. I saw like still it was a bookmark in it, so I was just like, I took the bookmark out, I was like, let me just start all over, read this book and see if I can enjoy it more. I'm sure you guys know what it's about, but I'm just going to give you a little synopsis, or the synopsis that's on the back. At the age of 23, James Fry, whatever his name is, woke up on a plane to find his front teeth knocked out and his nose broken. He had no idea where the plane was headed, nor any recollection of the past 2 weeks. An alcoholic for 10 years and a crack addict for 3. He checks into a treatment facility shortly after landing. There he was told he could either stop using or die before he reached 24. This is Frey's acclaimed account of his 6 weeks in rehab. Okay, so James Frey is the author of this book, as you can see, and this is him like recounting his 6 weeks in rehab. Now, I remember when this book came out, I think he was on Oprah, and later on they found out this whole thing was a lie. Like, he really did not do any of this stuff. So I don't know, I don't know if this was like real or not real. I don't really care. I think that's what made me stop reading it, because I was just like sitting there like, oh, it's not real, bah. But I don't care if it's real or not real. If he can write a good story, he can write a good story, whatever. He shouldn't have lied and said it was real if it wasn't. But I'm excited to read it. It's a little deep, it's a little much, but I don't know, I think it'll be fun. And I don't think his other book, My Friend Leonard, is like a companion. I don't know if it's a companion or not, but I do want to get into this. It shouldn't be that long. It's like 430 pages, so that's not that bad. So I want to pick up this book. The next book I want to pick up, which I never got to, and I put this in my February TBR, is James Patterson, 4th of July. It's the 4th book in the Women's Murder Club series. And I mean, that's all I can really say about that. That series just follows like the detective, it's a detective, but just 4 women who group together to just solve these murders. And yeah, this is a really good series. I'm enjoying it so far, so that's the next book that I want to read. The next book that I want to read is a 30-second anatomy book. I'm a biology major, so I picked this book up at Barnes & Noble before they closed the one by my school. And I just think it'll be awesome. It's a really quick read, and it just has like pictures of the body, and it explains to you all the parts of the body and like what they're used for. And I don't know, I just think it's a glossary, it's everything in there. I just think it'll be really cool. I'm not taking an anatomy course this year, but I will be taking one over the summer, so hopefully this will give me a nice introduction to that. Sorry if I'm talking fast, I said my battery's fine. And the last book that I want to read is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Now, this book has a lot of controversy around it because it's a suicide book. And I'm just going to read the back of the synopsis to just let you guys know a little bit about the book. You can't stop the future. You can't rewind the past. Well, this is a blurb by somebody. The only way you can learn the secret is to press play. Now, this is about a boy named Clay. This girl named Hannah dies, and she leaves him this, I think it's a tape. Yeah, I'll just read the back like I said I was going to do. Clay Jensen doesn't want anything to do with the tape Hannah Baker made. Hannah is dead. Her secret should be buried with her. Then Hannah's voice tells Clay that his name is on her tapes and that he is in some way responsible for her death. Bogus. Now you have to live with that. Whatever. All through the night, Clay keeps listening. He follows Hannah's recorded words throughout his small town, and what he discovers changes his life forever. Sorry that I was reading. I was just trying to do it so fast. But this seems interesting. I do like dark, grittier topics like this. I really don't think I've read a lot of suicide books. I may have read one, and it wasn't even it didn't even turn out to be it was a suicide, but it wasn't centered around that suicide. No, I read 2 books for suicide or whatever, but neither one of them were really centered around the suicide. So this book is my first book reading which is centered around the suicide. So I'm really excited to get in this. A lot of people either really hated this book or really liked the book, so I'm gonna read it for my own and see what I like. It is the Writer Stuff Buyer's Choice for the best in its category, so hopefully it'll be good. I don't know how you can get best in the category of suicide, but yeah. So that is all the books that I am planning on reading. Let's put them together. These are all the books. These are all the books that I plan on reading in March. I can't hold it, whatever. That I'm planning on reading in March, and then hopefully if you guys have read any of these books, please let me know. Like always, if you want to talk about them, let me know in the comments below, and I love to chat about books, of course. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye.